Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Kaveri River Water Dispute. The sharing of waters of the Kaveri River has been the source of a serious conflict between the two states of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. The genesis of this conflict rests in two agreements in 1892 and 1924 between the erstwhile Madras Presidency and Kingdom of Mysore. The 802 km Kaveri River has 44,000 square kilometers basin area in Tamil Nadu and 32,000 square kilometers basin area in Karnataka. The inflow from Karnataka is 425 TMCft, whereas that from Tamil Nadu is 252 TMCft. Based on inflow, Karnataka is demanding its due share of water from the river. It states that the pre-independence agreements are invalid and are skewed heavily in the favour of the Madras Presidency, and has demanded renegotiated settlement based on equitable sharing of the waters. Tamil Nadu, on the other hand, pleads that it has already developed almost 3 million acres of land and as a result has come to depend very heavily on the existing pattern of usage. Any change in this pattern, it says, will adversely affect the livelihood of millions of farmers in the state. Decades of negotiations between the parties bore no fruit. The Government of India then constituted a tribunal in 1990 to look into the matter, after hearing arguments of all the parties involved. For the next 16 years, the tribunal delivered its final verdict on 5 February 2007. In its verdict, the tribunal allocated 419 TMC of water annually to Tamil Nadu and 270 TMC to Karnataka, 30 TMC of Kaveri River water to Kerala and 7 TMC to Puducherry. Karnataka and Tamil Nadu being the major shareholders, Karnataka was ordered to release 192 TMC of water to Tamil Nadu in a normal year from June to May. The dispute, however, did not end there, as all four states decided to file review petitions seeking clarifications and possible renegotiation of the order. History of the dispute. The British controlled both Mysore and Madras for a short period in the middle of the 19th century. During their regime, numerous plans were drawn up for the utilization of the Kaveri waters by both states. However, the drought and subsequent famine in the mid-1870s put a hold on the implementation of these plans. The plans were revived by Mysore in 1881, by which time Mysore was back in the hands of the Mysore kings, while present-day Tamil Nadu continued to remain a part of the Madras Presidency. Mysore's plans to revive the irrigation projects met with resistance from the Madras Presidency. Mysore state made representation to the Madras Presidency, then British government, as a result of which, a conference was held in 1890 with the objective of agreeing on the principles of modus vivendi, which would on the one hand allow to Mysore in dealing with irrigation works, and on the other, give to Madras practical security against injury to interests, and eventually the agreement of 1892 was signed. Things came to a head in 1910, while Mysore, under Nalvadi Krishnaraja Wodeyar as the king and Captain Dawes as chief engineer, came up with a plan to construct a dam at Kanambadi village to hold up to 41.5 TMC of water. The dam was planned to be built in two stages. In the first stage a capacity of 11 TMC was envisioned, while in the second stage the full capacity was set to be realized. Madras, however, refused to give its consent for this move as it had its own plans to build a storage dam at Mehta with a capacity of 80 TMC. After a reference to the Government of India, permission was accorded to Mysore, but for a reduced storage of 11 TMC. During construction, however, the foundation was laid to suit the earlier desired full storage. This raised Madras hackles and the dispute continued. As a result, the then British Government of India referred the matter to arbitration under Rule 4 of the 1892 agreement. The Kaveri dispute thus had come up for arbitration for the first time. Sir H. D. Griffin was appointed arbitrator and M. Nathisal, the Inspector General of Irrigation in India, was made the assessor. They entered into proceedings on 16 July 1913 and the award was given on 12 May 1914. The award upheld the earlier decision of the Government of India and allowed Mysore to go ahead with the construction of the dam up to 11 TMC. Madras appealed against the award and negotiations continued. Eventually an agreement was arrived at in 1924, and a couple of minor agreements were also signed in 1929 and 1933. The 1924 agreement was set to lapse after a run of 50 years. Post-independence developments. In 1947, India won independence from the British. Further in 1956, the reorganization of the states of India took place, and state boundaries were redrawn based on linguistic demographics. Kodagu or Korg became a part of Mysore state. Parts of Malabar which earlier formed part of Madras Presidency went to Kerala. Puducherry had already become a de facto union territory in 1954. Redrawing of state boundaries caused parts of Kerala and Puducherry to be in the Kaveri River basin, and therefore become stakeholders in the sharing of its waters. Kerala staked its claim as one of the major tributaries of the Kaveri, since the Kaveri River now originated in Kerala. The Karaikal region of Puducherry at the tail end of the river demanded the waters that it claimed to have always been using for drinking and some minimal agriculture. While these additional claims complicated matters greatly, at a technical level, Mysore state and Tamil Nadu still remain the major parties to the dispute. By the late 1960s, both states and the central government began to realize the gravity of the situation as the 50-year run of the 1924 agreement was soon coming to an end. Negotiations were started in right earnest and discussions continued for almost 10 years. Indian government notifies Kaveri Water Dispute Tribunal. On the 20th of February 2013, based on the directions of the Supreme Court, the Indian government notified the final award of the Kaveri Water Disputes Tribunal on sharing the waters of the Kaveri system among the basin states of Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala and Union Territory of Puducherry. The extraordinary notification in the Gazette dated the 19th of February 2013 says the order takes effect on the date of publication. The tribunal, in a unanimous decision in 2007, determined the total Kaveri Basin water availability in a normal year as 740 TMC at the Lower Kolarunanakat site, and Grandanicut, including 14 TMC for minimum environmental flows and unavoidable wastage to the sea. The final award makes an annual allocation of 419 TMC to Tamil Nadu in the entire Kaveri Basin, 270 TMC to Karnataka, 30 TMC to Kerala and 7 TMC to Puducherry. Utilizable water in Tamil Nadu is sum of beneficial water uses and the water-going waste to sea in excess of 14 TMC at Lower Kolarun and Grandanicuts. The water-sharing criteria is based on two situations. The 50% dependable water year is considered as normal water year whose total water availability in the basin is 740 TMC. All the unused water in the reservoirs at the beginning of water year in the basin are also considered for arriving the total available water in a water year to be shared by the riparian states. Tamil Nadu has to use 10 TMC for minimum environmental flows downstream of Lower Kolarunanakat and supply 7 TMC to Puducherry out of the 192 TMC water released by Karnataka in a normal water year. Kerala can use 21 TMC from Kaveri River Basin, 6 TMC from Bhavani River Basin and 3 TMC from Pamba River Basin in a normal year. Water-going waste to sea at Lower Kolarunanakat in excess of 4 TMC in any water year forms part of utilizable water share of Tamil Nadu. The ambiguity in the verdict is that utilizable water in the basin is allocated among the states, but it does not define how to measure the same. Instead, Clause 14 of Final Order defines how to measure the beneficial water uses which is not equal to the utilizable water above normal water year. Karnataka can use all the excess water available in its area after releasing 192 TMC applicable in a normal water year. Tamil Nadu can also use all the excess water available in its area. Karnataka has proposed a project to store excess water during good monsoon years Amikitachu for drinking water needs of Bengaluru city and en route, hydropower generation, etc. Tamil Nadu is raising objections to this project. Below normal water year. When the total water availability is below 740 TMC, the allocated share of each state is reduced proportionately. Kerala and Karnataka would use their reduced allocations and release rest of water below Bilagandulu gauging station for use in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. Karnataka has to release water to Tamil Nadu on monthly basis proportionate to the monthly figures indicated for a normal year. Water use limitations. based on the river basin water data available from the year 1934 to 1971. The tribunal estimated the average water yield in the total river basin as 767 TMC, which corresponds to 47% dependability. The live storage capacity available in the river basin is nearly 310 TMC, which is 40.5% of the average yield. The water used in the Kaveri Delta in Tamil Nadu and Puducherry is nearly 280 TMC, which is the tail-end water used in the river basin, and its regenerated water either goes to sea or outside the Kaveri basin. The total dissolved salt load generated in the basin is nearly 3.5 million metric tons per year. The estimated salinity or total dissolved salts for the water available in Kaveri Delta is 441 parts per million, which is close to the safe maximum permissible 500 parts per million. There is no limit imposed by the tribunal for the groundwater use in the river basin. The tribunal has also permitted the basin states to use all the excess water available in above normal water years. Moreover, the river basin population has reached 40 million in the year 2015, and the increasing per capita in organic salts used/consumed in industrial, agriculture, and residential sectors are enhancing the salt export requirements. When adequate salt export from the river basin is not taking place to the sea by forcing Kaveri Delta to face water shortage, the water quality available for Kaveri Delta would deteriorate beyond the permissible limits, impeding its sustainable productivity and its aquatic ecosystem conservation. Ultimately, salt export criteria is the limitation for the water resources development in a river basin. Interim Supervisory Committee. In response to the special leave petition lodged by Tamil Nadu earlier, the Supreme Court on the 10th of May 2013 issued an interim direction to the Government of India to establish an interim supervisory committee to implement the Kaveri Tribunal order till the constitution of Kaveri Management Board. As stated in the tribunal order, GOI issued the Gazette notification on the 22nd of May 2013 establishing the said supervisory committee. The Interim Supervisory Committee is a stopgap arrangement when there is delay in getting its approval by the Parliament per Section 6A of Interstate River Water Disputes Act. However, Interim Supervisory Committee established by GOI under Interstate River Water Disputes Act has full powers similar to an authority/board established by Parliament till Parliament has not annulled the same. 1970s. While discussions continued, a Kaveri fact-finding committee was constituted. The brief of the CFFC was to inspect the ground realities and come up with a report. The CFFC came up with a preliminary report in 1972 and the final report in 1973. Interstate discussions were held based on this report. Finally, in 1974, a draft agreement which also provided for the creation of a Kaveri Valley Authority was prepared by the Ministry of Irrigation. This draft, however, was not ratified. In 1976, after a series of discussions between the two states and the central government chaired by Jagjeevan Ram, the then irrigation minister, a final draft was prepared based on findings of the CFFC. This draft was accepted by all states, and the government also made an announcement to that effect in Parliament. When Karnataka began construction of the Harangi Dam at Kushalanagara in Kodagu, it was once again met with resistance from Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu went to court demanding the constitution of a tribunal under the Interstate River Water Disputes Act of 1956. It also demanded the immediate stoppage of construction work at the dam site. 1980s. Later, Tamil Nadu withdrew its case demanding the constitution of a tribunal, and the two states started negotiating again. Several rounds of discussions were held in the 1980s. The result was still a stalemate. In 1986, a farmers' association from Tanjavur in Tamil Nadu moved the Supreme Court demanding the constitution of a tribunal. While this case was still pending, the two states continued many rounds of talks. This continued till April 1990 and yet yielded no results. The constitution of the tribunal. The Supreme Court then directed the government headed by Prime Minister VP Singh to constitute a tribunal and refer all disputes to it. A three-man tribunal was thus constituted on the 2nd of June 1990. The tribunal was headquartered at New Delhi and was to be headed by Justice Chitutosh Mukherjee. The four states presented their demands to the tribunal as under. Karnataka claimed 465 TMC as its share. Kerala claimed 99.8 TMC as its share. Puducherry claimed 9.3 TMC. Tamil Nadu claimed the flows should be ensured in accordance with the terms of the agreements of 1892 and 1924. Interim award and the riots. Soon after the tribunal was set up, Tamil Nadu demanded a mandatory injunction on Karnataka for the immediate release of water and other reliefs. This was dismissed by the tribunal. Tamil Nadu now went back to the Supreme Court, which directed the tribunal to reconsider Tamil Nadu's plea. The tribunal reconsidered Tamil Nadu's plea and gave an interim award on the 25th of June 1991. In coming up with this award, the tribunal calculated the average inflows into Tamil Nadu over a period of 10 years between 1980-81 and 1989-90. The extreme years were ignored. For this calculation, the average worked out to 205 TMC, which Karnataka had to ensure reached Tamil Nadu in a water year. The award also stipulated the weekly and monthly flows to be ensured by Karnataka for each month of the water year. The tribunal further directed Karnataka not to increase its irrigated land area. From the existing 1,120,000 acre, Karnataka deemed this extremely inimical to its interests and issued an ordinance seeking to annul the tribunal's award. The Supreme Court now stepped in at the President's instance and struck down the ordinance issued by Karnataka. It upheld the tribunal's award, which was subsequently gazetted by the Government of India on the 11th of December 1991. Karnataka was thus forced to accept the interim award, and widespread demonstrations and violence broke out in parts of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu following this. Thousands of Tamil families had to flee from Bangalore in fear of being attacked and lynched by pro-Kannada activists, with the behest of the state government. The violence and showdown, mostly centered in the Tamil-populated parts of Bangalore, lasted for nearly a month, and most schools and educational institutions in Bangalore remained closed during this period. The crisis of 1995-1996. In 1995, the monsoons failed badly in Karnataka and the state found itself hard-pressed to fulfill the interim order. Tamil Nadu approached the Supreme Court demanding the immediate release of at least 30 TMC. The Supreme Court refused to entertain Tamil Nadu's petition and asked it to approach the tribunal. The tribunal examined the case and recommended that Karnataka release 11 TMC. Karnataka pleaded that 11 TMC was unimplementable in the circumstances that existed then. Tamil Nadu now went back to the Supreme Court demanding that Karnataka be forced to obey the tribunal's order. The Supreme Court this time recommended that the then Prime Minister, P.V. Narasimha Rao, intervene and find a political solution. The Prime Minister convened a meeting with the Chief Ministers of the two states and recommended that Karnataka release 6 TMC instead of the 11 TMC that the tribunal ordered. Karnataka complied with the decision of the Prime Minister and the issue blew over. Constitution of the CRA. Karnataka had all through maintained that the interim award was not scientific and was inherently flawed. It had, nevertheless, complied with the order except during 1995-96 when rains failed. What complicated matters was that the interim award was ambiguous on distress sharing, and there was no clear-cut formula that everyone agreed upon to share the waters in the case of failure of the monsoon. In 1997, the government proposed the setting up of a Kaveri River Authority which would be vested with far-reaching powers to ensure the implementation of the interim order. These powers included the power to take over the control of dams in the event of the interim order not being honored. Karnataka, which had always maintained that the interim order had no scientific basis and was intrinsically flawed, strongly protested the proposal to set up such an authority. The government then made several modifications to the powers of the authority and came up with a new proposal. The new proposal greatly reduced the executive powers of the authority. The power to take over control of dams was also done away with. Under this new proposal, the government set up two new bodies, viz. Kaveri River Authority and Kaveri Monitoring Committee. The Kaveri River Authority would consist of the Prime Minister and the Chief Ministers of all 4 states and was headquartered in New Delhi. The Kaveri Monitoring Committee, on the other hand, was an expert body which consisted of engineers, technocrats, and other officers who would take stock of the ground realities and report to the government. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?